Let's see what we can get done in here. So, what are we working on? What were we working on last night? Because I know I still have some things I need to get done. Let's just, like, chill out here for a minute. Spitalier is in the military. I keep on thinking that these guys are ghosts. Like, I realize that they're dwarf, monster slayer, rotten stalkers. But I keep seeing them and thinking that they're ghosts and being like, ah! I got ghosts in my fort. But no, they're just the rotten stalkers chilling. Like, they always spook me. We were working on leather, getting proper leather industry up and running, which I think is running pretty much. Man, we're only 2 subscribers away from 250. All right, so dear elves, I know that we agreed to not cut down hundreds of trees, but I do need to get rid of some of these trees. I think something that we might do pretty soon, actually, is kind of start paving around the edge of this. Hey, Sycon, hello. How are you? The other thing that we need to do is actually get these traps set up. These are all going to be filled with serrated glass discs. Haven't had many deaths, if any, in this fort, actually. Yesterday was pretty calm. Not since the undead giraffe incident have we really had problems. Been a shitty week. What's up? We've had a few artifacts stolen. And they were making a lot of pig bone bolts. Military is training quite effectively, quite quickly. Those jobs getting canceled for. Oh, I'm seeing a lot of equipment mismatches. I'm actually going to put a weapons stockpile here, and it's just going to be for ammunition. Actually, I could just put a weapons stockpile right there. Unless those are somewhere else. Chat, do you guys know where bolts are in this menu? Beware its lanky neck. Yes, it will look at you from afar and judge you from a distance. Heat trap comps, finished goods, bars, blocks. Ammo, that's what I'm looking for. No arrows, please. I don't know how I didn't see that earlier. Oh, I must have finished smelting all the garnerite ore. Had a bunch of garnerite, so. I'm making a ton of bone bolts. I went berserk despite you having the key to your car. Yesterday morning, you got up to the bathroom and stepped in a puddle because your toilet had fractured. Oh my god. It's leaking into the basement? That sucks. My toilet stopped working the other day. It must have been some sort of blockage underneath it. And after a little bit of work, I was able to fix it, but... I mean, there ain't much I can do. All I can say is, like, I hope things improve, you know? Hope that shit gets better. Look at all those bolts. Here they come. Lots of copper bolts. You know what? I should probably dig a hole in front of this. Probably wise. The dwarves don't go jumping into it. Or jumping past it. Also totally put some traps down in these holes. Yeah, that does sound like a really fucking garbage week, but you know, it's the bad weeks to make the good weeks that much better, right? Dragon Man is apparently very, very, very good at making arrows. Are you, Dragon Man? You are. You're an engraver. Making bone bolts. You're fucking killing it. There's a necromancer who is telling a story for a moment there. As long as he's not telling stories that happen to include the secrets of life and death. No different soundtrack. I like this one, but I think with a bit of a different vibe. What is going on here? Hold on. Got a tantrum. My gem cutter is throwing a tantrum. Our first tantrum, even. Become haggard due to the tremendous stresses. Man, okay, so old clothing. Frustrated due to lack of abstract thinking. I mean, we have all the stuff that you need, Dwarf. How old is your clothing? Need new mittens and hoods. I got lots of pig leather right now because we're raising a lot of pigs. But yeah, chat, if you guys could do me a favor. Guys, all at Psychon and remind Psychon that, you know, things will get better. As bad as things get, they'll get better. At least it doesn't look like you committed any crimes. That's literally all I can do. As some idiot on the internet with decent enough internet to stream video games. That's all that I can do, is I can just say, you know, things will get better. Because what do I know? I'm just an idiot on the internet. Playing video games that I hope people like. And I think people like the video game streams I do. Right, chat? I'm only here because of you guys. And that's a fact. I love what I do, but it wouldn't even be remotely possible if people didn't watch. Neil, thanks for that little host. Cheers, dude. Actually gives you comfort. I mean, what do I know? Honestly, like, what do I know? Like I was saying, I'm just an idiot on the internet. Look at all of those bolts incoming. It's beautiful. All of those crossbows being fired. Let's see if I can get them to shoot at this Wolverine yet. I'm worried that they just can't kill it. Heads up, chat investments are open if you wish to invest your tickets. And Urist Ruspar, dwarven child withdraws from society in a fey mood. As always, also, if anybody would like a dwarf or if you have any questions about the game, feel free to ask. A fey mood, eh? Craft store shop. Any bets on what this dwarf's gonna create, chat? Grabbing a boulder. Oh, that's just self-deprecating humor. I mean, you gotta look at it from my point of view, right? What am I, right? A decently successful small stream. Dude, that would be so fucking rad. Short sword would be great. Like, that at the end of the day, that's what I am. So, I'm a small streamer who's decently successful. I've been able to consistently put out content for a while without going bankrupt. And entertain a small community of people. So to me, it's like, well, what am I compared to you? I'm a guy who lives in his own apartment and pays rent. I'm just an average idiot like the rest of you. I'm not some higher being just because I stream. Kinda, yeah, Slot. How you doing? How you been? So when I say, oh, I'm just an idiot at a keyboard, I'm just the same as the rest of you. Like, just because I have an audience and just because I have some form of, I think power is the wrong word, but community that I manage, I'm just like anybody else. So it's not really a me selling myself short thing. It's more just a, well, I'm here just like the rest of you. We're all just hanging out. We're here for the same thing. We all like games. We all like to talk about nerdy shit. We all like to, you know, survive and one thing at a time. And the shrine dedicated to me? I mean, only after you've paid your dues, Hay says, and then you can take the shrine down. So what have you been up to, like, this past long while of Salat? It's been a while. It's been a couple weeks, I think. There you go. Angel shark. So the humans have like access to all these crazy sea creature leathers. So we're running around with like orca leather clothing. Cheating on me feels bad. So what brings you back today, Upsilon? All right, so you grabbed 2 boulders. Good luck, child. Please make me a door. He's not streaming and you fancy some DF. All right. Me, the good old reliable. I take it. Well, we had some fun times in adventure mode today. We discovered one of the other worlds I have generated literally has Dwarven WWE. What, for SnowRunner? I agree, but if I hate the progression so much, I think it's ruined. Like, maybe I'll have like a second love for it, but I don't know, man. That's I hate that progression so much. Yeah, I did adventure for the first like 2 hours of the stream. After records, of course. Well, we read Legends and then we wandered around in adventure mode for a bit. That's it is throwing another tantrum. One of 2 really depressed dwarves we have. Jurist Rishbar, the dwarven child, has created Stikos the Gear, a diorite oram, an instrument. Claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Kluksak Oilyglade. Yeah, I despise that form of progression, especially that form of progression when they're like also teasing me with fucking trucks that they want to sell me. Just makes me really mad. There's a VOD of adventure mode on my channel on YouTube that I put up this morning. Yeah, I saw it. It seems like an interesting way to teach somebody to play the game, but I have no desire of actually doing it. Oh, slot. The Diet Iram. All craft worship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of round diorite cabochons, and on the item is an image of Stockade Conceal, the gold armor stand in diorite. The Oram is a large handheld instrument, through which a constant airflow is maintained. The use of a ladder bag itself is supplied by a leather bellows. So it's a bagpipe. It needs more plugins. I mean, I personally don't really see the point. Just like I kind of don't really see the point of multiplayer any city builder, for me personally. But like I said, I think it might be if it's stable, it might be a neat teaching tool to teach somebody to play DF. But outside of that, I don't know. I got 2 real thirsty dwarves. I should go get some drinks for yourselves. I mean, I just want bigger Mud Runner. I don't want all of that progression stuff that they've shoehorned in. I don't know. I'm so salty about that game though, Ryan. The thing that really makes me salty is it means that like future games are probably just gonna be like that and not what I actually want. This is much smaller. No, still a really big set of wagons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one was 9. Not as big as the other one. I'm just gonna sell them prepared food. Want 2 spiked balls. Wood, spiked, ball 2. Am I able to, okay, so I can't export armor stands. I can't export crossbows. There's nothing about spiked balls. I am your liaison from the mountain homes. Let's discuss your situation. You continue to impress. I am empowered to elevate your land in the eyes of the realm. World is same as ever. What would you have of our merchants? Leathers. And cloth. Need to start a new fort? Well, you should do that. I think that the thing that completely broke the game for me, Ryan, is the way they're doing multiplayer in that game. For SnowRunner. That was the breaking point for me when I realized how they're doing multiplayer, which is, oh yeah, you can bring a friend into your current run. It's like that's not what I want though. At all. That's not even remotely close to what I want. So. All right, we've finalized the import agreement. Let's discuss what we are willing to offer for your craft store ship. Silver Tongue, I look forward to our meeting next year. Our fortunes, of course, will rise and fall together. So wait. You're now a county. Countess. Thought that you already were a countess. That's interesting. Although I will say this, Ryan, I'm glad that you're getting, you know, your money's worth out of it. Yeah, totally. You know what's the weirdest thing about SnowRunner, Ryan? Is it's directed by Tim Willits. Oh, totally. Yeah, no, I mean, the game's worth the money if you like that kind of progression. I just... I don't know. It's just broken to me. Oh, shit! Animal Bolt Moist wants to join the Massive Hatchet as a citizen of the Aleharvest of Scorching. This is one of our Goblin Bards. Welcome, Goblin. Dreams of raising a family. Person sees lying as an important means to an end. Often develops negative feelings. Is comfortable around others that are different from herself, and she doesn't respond well to emotional appeals. Does not go out of her way to help others, and tends to think before acting, and occasionally overindulges. What job should I give this goblin? Any ideas, chat? You want to practice a craft. She wants to practice a craft. Put you on glass making. Because I'm making tons of glass discs. I think I have... Yeah, I got 2 glass furnaces. Let's make 3 more. Or maybe just 2 more. White sand's hard on the eyes. Can goblins have moods? I wonder. Bone crafter? Nah. I'll work on glass discs once you're done socializing. Need some tanned hides. Oh, interesting. Look at this. There's 2 necromancers performing, and the goblins are singing, and there's a kitten trying to trip them. They're like spinning in circles real fast. Gotta do that do-si-do. This is what I love about taverns in Dwarf. Look at this shit. Got a goblin telling the story over on the right. 2 goblins dancing as necromancers sing. So you want to, you know, go about your tasks, but you're just like, Really? That's huge, Ryan. Also, Ryan, did you get code? Did you end up getting, there you go. I'm gonna go work on those discs. Did you end up getting Jupiter Hell, by the way? And Big Ice also wishes to join the Massive Hatchet. How about you? You're frustrated after being kept from alcohol. Interesting. You also want to practice the craft well. And also be a glass maker. Plan on streaming on Friday? Neat. I'm glad that you're doing it on Friday so I can watch. See, are you satisfied at work? Oh, you got into an argument, but at least you're satisfied at work. Delighted watching performance. Excellent. Jubilant. I don't think I've ever seen Jubilant before. And felt pleasure remembering putting on an exceptional item. It's probably the sperm whale clothing that you put on. Also still holding a book. The goblin might help. It's a scroll. Jubilant. I mean, as long as you're alive and not dead, Ryan. That's all that really matters. Oh shit. I also need to trade with those goblins. Been real bad about forgetting to trade with people. But Neil, how you doing today, man? Yeet. Warranty claim. I'm assuming because of work? That sounds tedious. Posed a ban on certain exports, eh? Exports of crossbows, armor stands. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna buy all of the bars that they brought that are actually useful to me. Someone did the seasons just change? If the seasons just changed, it was probably old age. Leopard leather, normal brown recluse spider silk, yak leather, Cicada leather, or two-humped camel leather, spider silk, yak leather. Oh, come on, do you guys not have any of the fun stuff? Wolverine, that's pretty fun. Oh, for your stuff at, okay, in real life. Not within work, outside of work. But yeah, stream's been chill. The only problem is every so often the fire alarm goes off, but aside from that, stream's been pretty chill today. No big complaints. I'm still watching through The Expanse off stream, and I'll just say this. See what people mean by that show gets good. See why people say that show gets good. Seems to do that. Stone. Commenting quite frequently that it's done that. Take all of your metals and leathers. Also these bags. There you go. Trade. Thank you for your business. Just died? It'll say the cause of death if you make him a slab, so you can make him a slab. Find out. Hey, Padinsky. What up? How goes Dwarf? So we did some adventure mode and legends reading earlier, and now we're working on my fortress some more. The one that I'm actually taking seriously, and it's been fun. Although I've got a couple tantrumy dwarves, or specifically I've got a tantrumy dwarf. This one gem cutter, I'm causing some problems. A little bit worried about him. I'm starting to become quite concerned with it. Hopefully it don't hurt anybody. Oh, you just picked up some clothing and threw it. Might have been a piece of armor. Okay, it's done now. Although I have a feeling that's going to be a crime worth reporting because you're throwing stuff around which is disturbing the peace. Nobody reporting crime? Really? Okay. Think of streaming that soon? I'd like to see you stream that. Or alternatively making YouTube videos of it. Either or. Jupiter Hell is great, and I want to see more people stream that. Made 50 leather caps. Actually make more leather clothing now. Working on mittens and hoods. Leather. Let's make leather shoes. 70. Also, let's see what armor my Mark's dwarves are wearing. Because they should have leather armor. Cap. It's leather backpack. Fastest leather mitten. River. Make leather armor. Make 30 of that. Really? Oh, that's dark. Anander. What a harsh dwarf. All right, up here. Actually, how much gold do I have right now? I'm kind of building a gold tower. 265. We're doing good on gold. Also, should have looked. 61 charcoal. I got another 100 charcoal. How's those serrated glass discs doing? Able to finish them? Glass disc. Green. Let's just make 100. Because we're powering through those. I'm trying to keep my glass makers busy. Because I want these to be at maximum power. I can't find the glass discs this time. There we go. Absolutely, Ari Turpin. So when I make this fort bigger, we can just wreck shit when stuff tries to attack us. I could also be using those gold mechanisms. Let's do that. There we go. I'll keep my craft stores busy. Oh, we need to collect some sand. I have a feeling that the fire alarm is about to go off. Just a heads up. are we doing on booze? 444? Might need to make more. It would really cut, you know, it would cut deep. All right, so my mayor necromancer has been training for a bit and seems to be satisfied upon improving archery. Learned about fighting and I am satisfied. Or violated production order and then went missing. Oh, really? And hid the body. It would be interesting to get a... What's the word I'm looking for here? It would be really interesting to see... Not a dwarf get murdered like that, but I'll come back. Tired? It would be interesting to see something like that happen, except a crime get committed and then have to put the Baron into prison. I don't think I've ever had to arrest a noble like that. He feels satisfied having receiving a higher rank of nobility. Wants to wander. Wants to pray. Wants to think. Well, I think it's high time we build a library, chat. Are they? I don't know. That's why I'm asking, I guess. Actually, no, I want to do this first. Channeling this area down. I'm gonna dig downstairs and some upstairs right there. This is gonna be where I'm gonna put my bedrooms. For people who wish to live here and move in. Or just hang out in the tavern for long periods of time. But what I'm doing is I'm channeling down inside of this area. So basically we're like taking an old mine shaft, right? Or an old mining vein. And then we are cutting straight down and then we're gonna smooth the lower layer and make it look all nice. So they get a 2Z level tall area to walk to their bedrooms. And the upper area is still like very unfinished and rocky and jagged looking. I think it just kind of gives me a neat little mental image. You know, you kind of walk into a tunnel. It's like, imagine staying in a hotel. The hotel is a cave, but the upper layer of the cave is still like imperfect. Does that make sense? So like very high ceilings and they're very nice and smooth, but then you can kind of see the jagged rocks above. I have no idea what the Stockholm subway looks like, but maybe. I like it too. That's why I'm doing it. Middle of a stone quarry. It looks super sketch on the outside, but it was actually really nice. I believe it. I like those weird hotels like that. Neat. Goblin mercenary is missing. Goblin poet is missing. Actually kind of running out of pig leather. Oh, well. Oh, it was an active quarry. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I thought you were saying like inactive quarry. That does sound really neat, actually. I'd be so down to stay in a hotel like that. Uh-oh, what the heck is stinking up over here? Oh. Rotten pig kidney. Someone deal with that? Also, farmer. Okay. But why were you giving me combat if there was no combat game? Or no recent combat anyway. We had to kill somebody for violating an order, unfortunately. Luckily, they were also super haggard and depressed, so it was okay. Elkbird leather mittens. From the looks of things. Let's make 20 ash. Also make 10 gold buckets. Make 10 more gold buckets. We're gonna make some soap. To avoid doing boring squares and rectangular rooms. It's really easy to kind of fall into that habit, eh? Yeah, I try and always build my forts differently. Especially using as many abstract designs as possible. I think it's just more fun that way. Uh-oh. That was not intended. And we'll just use the local mudstone, it's fine. I just do whatever feels naturally. Feels naturally? Feels natural. We're drinking from plants. We're drinking from fruit because we're running along both plants and fruit. Beer. One family around at the same time you did and did a turn right around? What do you mean? I'm not sure I get why that's funny, but okay. They can cut through all of those. Giant mole leather shoe. Working on the ash already. I just need to wait on the gold buckets. You know, sometimes I start off with a square and make it a little bit rounded and then make it lopsided. Sometimes I'll just start digging random shapes. Sometimes I'll build out of the mining veins that I get. I find the easiest way to make interesting looking forts is to make cavern forts. So just dig straight down to the caverns right away and immediately start building down there. That's one way to make some really neat looking forts. And that's kind of how I started. And now I just build all my forts like cavern forts and just kind of pretend that I have like limitations on everything that I can do. It's like, okay, well, I have to make this rounded. Okay. I have to make this uneven. I have to make this look interesting. You know, people watch my forts, right? And like, I'm not even bragging when I say it. It's like people watch me play this game. So I have to play it in a manner that is entertaining for the people watching. So maybe that's doing something that's unusual. Maybe that's, oh, let's drain an ocean. You know, maybe that's, oh, let's erupt a volcano, or let's do something that you don't see constantly in Dwarf Fort. Did you guys stop leaving rotten food over there? Good God. Acid, how you holding up? Felt frustrated being unable to pray to the bronze god for too long. He wants abstract thinking. We just need to build a library. I'm gonna figure out how I can do this. I need to build a library. Got a bunch of books, and dwarves need abstract thinking. But I don't want to put it on this level. Let's put it up a little bit. Go up to here. All right, so this will be our library. It's going to be quite expansive. I like making big libraries. So here's kind of like an example, Padinsky, about how I built. I started with a big old square, right? But I kind of want it to mesh with the landscape a little bit. So let's see if we can make it do that. I'm just trying to like mesh it with the edge of the mountain and see if I can, you know, make an interesting shape. You know, like I can't do stuff that's anywhere near as cool as Cupo, right? And I know that. I don't have as many tools as he does to like mirror stuff and do really fancy stuff. Put my animals up front so that they hit my livestock. Lock the doors. That's how I defend against were creatures. Especially early. Late game, generally, were creatures aren't a huge issue. Were creatures are fun, TM. And that'll be our library. Silver Tongue is stumbling around obliviously. Oh no. Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, well, what did Silver Tongue do then? Oh, there it is. My Necromancer Mayor has finally lost it. But he's still my mayor. Well, that's unfortunate. Not sure how we're gonna deal with him, but we'll do what we have to. Getting fancy leather shoes. We got like a couple of very, very, very good leather workers in the fort, so they're getting better. Still working on them serrated glass discs. Almost done making ash. Let's make an ashery. Using gold buckets. And a soap maker's stall. Using those gold buckets. And start making soap. How you doing today, Slip Nips? Hope things are good. Also make gold bookcase. 10. And gold throne. 5. Gold table. 5. Wait, you're not doing well, Slip Nips? That's not good. Catbone bolts, eagle leather shoe. Call America. can't believe it's all like the week's almost over already again. Like this week fucking flew by. Like it's Wednesday. Feels like I just started streaming this week. Couldn't be much worse. Why is that? I'm doing all right. I woke up pretty early. Made some soup this morning, so I got up early and I made more tomato soup. So I got stew and soup now, and I'm gonna try because my parents are, or my mother more specifically, is potting a bunch of plants for me. So right now, there's a whole bunch because of the COVID. There's a whole bunch of hobbies people are taking up. And two of the more popular ones are bread making and gardening. So all seeds and plants and stuff are basically sold out everywhere. So my mom is giving me a bunch of seeds, and I'm gonna start up a couple of potted leafy greens. So things like cilantro, lettuce, various spices, parsley, things that my mom has that she can just give me. And I'm gonna try and bribe them with soup to come and do it sooner. I'm gonna give them some soup in exchange for plants. But so aside from that, I'm pretty good. I've got a tab open right now of a bidet, and I'm staring at that going, I should buy that. So kind of between having a tab open for the bidet and getting potted plants soon, I'm good. The only problem with the bidet that I could see though is like $80. Maybe I'll buy it after paycheck. Because Amazon finally has those back in stock and can ship them here by like in a couple of days. Yeah, that's me. That's my status. We read some legends earlier and discovered Dwarf Fortress WWE. And because apparently one of the other worlds I've generated has a demon who roams the world and participates in wrestling competitions in all the big dwarven fortresses. Which is fucking awesome. And I love it. I love it. Here we're working on serrated glass discs for defenses. We're clothing our dwarves in leather. Been good. Oh, put up a new episode of my podcast the other day. So you should go listen to that. Hopefully that can make your life a little better. Yeah, chat, can I get a round of beers in chat if you're listening? Just because apparently Slippery Nipples is having a rough day, and let's just give them some mental encouragement, even if it's just in the form of a bunch of emotes showing up in a chat. Also making cat bone bolts too. Oh, Saffron is tantruming again. This fucking dwarf. This dwarf hasn't broken anything yet or committed any crimes, but this is like his 5th tantrum. Somebody keeps leaving fucking, oh. Okay, well you seem to be done with the tantrum. Attending a meeting now. Someone keeps leaving rotten food on the floor. I'm blaming the necromancers or the zombies. It's like, they're totally free to stay here, and like, we don't have any issues with them as people, but my God. If they could stop leaving food on the ground and letting it rot, that would be fantastic. Mayor Necromancer is stumbling around obliviously. We seem to have lost our Necromancer. Also, Stone, can you confirm for me? That's a dwarven name that this goblin has. Neat. F-A-T-H Letmosder. The goblin. Poet. Make 100 green glass pots. Working on them discs. Means sack. Sack of meat. There they go, plowing through all of that. What shops do dwarves make glass windows at? Anybody know? I normally just make gem windows and never worry about glass. Want to geld as many creatures as possible? It is the glass furnace? Oh, maybe once we're done all those discs and the pots. We can work on that. So my boars are getting stung by honeybees, eh? No, let's cancel that. Let's make, rock pots. And let's see if I can make lye. Make lye 20. Could be able to. Soap maker shop and the ashery both got made. My neck is pretty much the same length as a normal person's neck. I'm just skinny, so it appears to be long. Generally, though, when you go into somebody's room for the first time, it's polite to say hello. State that they have a long neck. Ooh, another child withdraws from society. Excessively. Hey, excessively. Especially against weak armored foes. Maybe too effective. Perhaps wood. I'm a tall boy, so maybe. If I lie down, I would be long. But generally, I'm tall. Grabbing diorite cabochons that I'm making to keep my dwarves sane. We should actually trade all of those. What have you grabbed? Silver, maybe? Also, hey, Sinfield. How are you holding up? Dwarves shooting more bolts. Missing. Oh shit, my mayor came back. That was one of the few gems. Finally completed all of those leather hoods. As an unlocked differential. Also, can I mention that I absolutely despise the way they do upgrades in that game? Having to go find them in the world and then go buy them. It's like, fuck you. Let me have them. You know, I think that the funniest part about SnowRunner, right? I have tamed a dragon, yeah. Yeah, the first dragon and the only dragon I've ever seen we tamed. More trained. Turned it into a fire turret. It was very effective and fun. There's a video about it if you go into my Today in Dwarf Fortress series. You can... There's several about the dragon. But the previous Spin Tires games are communist because everything is unlocked and you just select the tools that you need. Whereas SnowRunner is American and capitalist, where you have to work your ass off to unlock currency to get the shit that you want. I just think it's funny. Begun your mysterious construction. Turns out I like socialism. Diorite blocks, elkbird leather, steel bars, rough wax opals, platinum bars. That's why it was so heavy. Diorite cabochons and willow logs. Any bets on what this child makes, chat? Last bongs and DF win. That's... I mean, I've been advocating for DF to have smoking for a very long time. Guys, dogs. I mean, that's just a scepter. How's that library up top coming along? What is best game? You know, one of the reasons I started playing CUD was because Toady told me to. Because I mentioned that I just enjoyed reading Legends. He's like, oh, you like reading Legends? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, oh, you should play CUD. He's like, it's like playing Dwarf Fortress Legends, but it's well written. I was like, what? This is one of the most blah moments I've had in my life. That's gonna be our library. Yeah, read all the things. See all the stuffs. Die all the time. Be sad. Play again. Also, investments are over. Yeah. Unnormal writing is amazing. Oh. Oh well. Mafol, the dwarven child, has created Hobe Mestun, a willow amulet, and claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor, Tan Boatswheel. And it's extremely valuable. 105,600. This is a willow amulet. All craft workmanship is of the highest quality. It is studded with platinum and decorated with willow, and encircled with bands of elkbird leather and rectangular diorite cabochons. This object is adorned with hanging rings of steel and menaces with spikes of wax opal and diorite. On the item is an image of a tapered baguette cut cabochon, tapered baguette cut gems and diorite. It's an amulet. Hope you freaking do. But I mean, it's cool. At least it's a valuable amulet. Start making lye. Yes, we have. Once we've made 10 lye, I'm gonna start making soap. I'm just sad that it's a wooden amulet. I really wish it was a platinum amulet. That would have been really cool, but... Alright, dwarves, you guys should all have new leather shoes. Look at this. You got 2 gold rings. Giant mole leather dress. Giant mole leather robe. Gold bracelet. Gold bracelet. Man, you... Also, this is the Duke Consort. I only just realized. Hi, Dan. Duke Consort. Feels satisfied at work. Tenderness, remembering talking with a spouse. Satisfied remembering receiving water. Why did you receive water? What the heck? Must have been put in prison or something. Accepted remembering being caught in the rain. Pleasure after a satisfying acquisition. Gold rings. Since forever? You can make ring. You can make a ring out of any material. Bracelet. Like, crafts are just generic jewelry and stuff. So if you tell them to just make crafts, they will be making rings and other things. Uh-oh. What's going on out here? Are you trying to kill? What are you... Oh, you're trying to... Oh, no. So that's my mayor who's completely and totally lost it, right? He's tantruming and trying to talk to my mayor, but can't because my mayor's completely lost it. So he's trying to attend a meeting with the mayor, but can't. There you go. Now you can go attend the meeting. Oh, no. That is so bad. Oh, shit. Disorderly conduct. Zeph on the gem cutter. So what are you convicted of then? Wonder if you're going to be taken to prison. Rings and things, yes. But yeah, you generally don't want to tell them to make generic crafts. You want to tell them to make a specific thing. Because then you'll get more useful stuff. Must have thrown something at him or something. Gem cutter, necromancer, punch. Oh, okay. So the gem cutter punched him, bruising the muscle through the giant pro leather cloak. Zephron, I started a fight. I feel regret. Oh shit! I punched the mayor. Well, Silvertongue is the captain of the guards, so hopefully, yeah, he's gonna go beat the criminal. Here we go. Beat him. Also, we're making lye. Okay, let's go. Soap from Talo, 10. More zombie dwarfs. Here to hang. Alright, so I'm gonna make a zone kind of in the middle of this big ass room. Sign location, and it's going to be a library. The House of Rope. Chat, I need a good library name. But this one is gonna be citizens and long-term residents only. $11 earrings in each ear. They can also have like dozens of rings. I once had a dwarf that was wearing 2 rings on each finger on each hand, 5 crowns, and 4 bracelets. Books of booze. All right, so let's call it Storm. Book is a word I can use. Ale. Well, okay, so the fortress is called Aleharvest, right? Or called Massive Hatchet. It can be massive. Slippery Nipple would say massive dong. Massive book of ale. Massive book of ale. That works. I mean, here's the thing. You say massive dong, right? Yet I sat at 69 viewers for a solid 20 minutes and nobody commented. Not one person said a no context nice. I'm a little bit disappointed in you. I would like to have you know, chat room. I'm a little bit disappointed. Actually, I'm very disappointed. How dare you betray me like that? Oh, I'd been not. I was asking for ideas for names for a library, B-Lug. And I said that, like, well, our faction's called Massive Hatchet, so let's go with Massive something. And then Slippery Nipples just, like, immediately, like, name it Massive Dong, right? And then I'm like, well, we'd been sitting at 69 viewers for a while and nobody commented on it, so unfortunately, I can't let you have that. Also, I don't think dong is an option in the words. That being said, I've never checked, but it's just, you know, a hunch. Let's put some engravings here. And here. You make charcoal. So you use wood burners to burn wood, and then you make charcoal, and then they use charcoal for them. Same way you make glass. Or, alternatively, also we're making soap. Yay! Alternatively, you can also put them over magma and use magma. Make Magma Forge. Is the ultimate dwarven tool for making pointy things. You can also make houses out of soap. Ah, fair enough, people. Ah, damn you again. This dwarf needs to go, man. Only for the cleanest of dwarves. Also, we got a bunch of books now, so hopefully the fact that the dwarves can go read is going to help a lot. You should not be hauling at all, Mayor. Massive shelves. No, I've called it the Massive Book of Ales. Beep, beep. Boop, boop, beep, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Let's make glass portal. Make 10 glass portals. Turns out dwarves really like glass doors. Your dinner awaits you. You're abandoning us for food? Man, you're cheaply bought. Yes, there was a Slave Star Mach 1, but it never really came out. And it was fully 3D. And it looked like this. Looked like this. It was a procedurally generated open world that did some similar things to Dwarf Fortress. It processed skin and muscles and they sort of tried to build a combat system, but they were never able to make it fun. And eventually they just kind of gave up. Whoops. Yeah, Slaves to Armagh, God of Blood was a very strange game. And then they decided graphics are bad. It is fucking madness. I think it's still... Yes, I'm still watching. Also, as of today, I feel like a celebrity because Krug Smash commented on it and agreed with me. Also, I should make that thing. So chat, I'm putting a new command in the chat. Whenever people ask me, or if people are surprised that I'm not using DF hack, exclamation point vanilla. Manila. I need more sand. Look at all the dwarves reading. How many books do we have in the library so far? 31, not bad. I have 6 instruments stored in my tavern as well. If there was an ambassador of DF to the internet, what do you mean by ambassador? I mean, technically it's Victoria, the Kit Fox. But like I'm not gonna put my hat on that. I would definitely give that to Krug Smash. Okay. I just need to say that this is incredible. It's actually a werewolf. Eleanor, are you taking a day off today? I was like, you didn't post anywhere that you were taking a day off. I had 2 people pop in earlier and ask me if you were taking a day off today. I'm like, I don't know. I've never actually seen a werewolf in Dwarfort. Is blind partner yet? No, is blind partner yet, I think. Well, I'm screenshotting this real quick. Hold on. Because that's going up on Discord right the fuck now. Yeah. Wow. Also, did you guys know that Windows 10 added a proper screenshotting tool? Beautiful. The werewolf farmer, Kim Narak Cock, has come. A large wolf twisted into humanoid form. It's crazed for blood and flesh, and its hair is unkept. You will know why you fear the night. All right, well, I'll turn on this burrow. Turn off job cancellations. I do have a lot of livestock right there, so hopefully it'll just run in and kill my livestock. It's fighting with the sheep. Oh god. Dwarves are jumping into the fray. Why are you doing that? Alright, well, we gotta be very careful here. I'm seeing an injured dwarf. It's pounced onto the dwarf. 2 injured dwarves. Planter miss. Planter's okay currently. Farmer miss. Oh, farmer has been bit. Means it could be Erytherpus, yeah. Which one is a dwarf? The ones that look like dwarves, you silly. Not bit, you're good. You're definitely bit. Well, actually, hold on. Yes, you got bit, Aleharvest. Planter is fine. And then the other planter is very much not fine. They're still fighting. Yeah, it looks like all of these dwarves that are outside are just dead. Oh. I might just let them bleed out. There's Lawler. There's Aleharvest. And Doomad. Alright, where are you going? Where do you think you're going? Everybody fucking dogpile that human. No, don't let him get off the map. There you go. Shoot some arrows at him. Take him out. Stupid human. Man. Bloody long legs. Bastard can run. I can turn off the burrow now. No, it's just press print screen. Literally, you don't need to press anything else. I just press print screen and it just works. And select a portion of your screen to make it work. Yeah, all three dwarves. Can I get some Fs in chat for those that were lost? They died too young. You get some of these coffins built. Oh. Say, they're not still fighting, are they? No, they're just vomiting. We'll use you for burial. Menace of farming werewolves. Yeah, they're just vomiting because they're outside. How are you doing? Near a fine furnace. Interesting. I don't understand why the goblins are frustrated having been kept from alcohol. It's like, you can just go drink alcohol. Motherfuckers. Stupid creatures that don't eat or drink. How many dwarves are infected? All the infected died. So none. I mean, I left the burrow on until they bled out. I could have rescued them, but instead I just left the burrow on until they were all dead. It was like, it's just the way it is. Aleharvest was the only named dwarf that died, though. Oh, I'm sorry. But it's the way it had to be. Oh, that's why they're still fighting. Why is there a goblin working for me? Because they were originally a musical group and then they asked to join the fortress proper, and I said sure. Why not? There's also a necromancer over here playing a musical instrument. This one telling a story. We're an inclusive fortress. What do you got against goblins? No one's infected. We had a were-creature. A werewolf, actually. An actual werewolf. Which is really rare for Dwarf Fortress. Show up. Yeah, exactly. How you doing, Breskins? It's good to see you. Also, I don't know if you've decided whether or not to buy Gears Tactics. I do have code for it. I will play it, but right away. Or at least I will try it. I mean, the classic is the were-ass, right? A human twisted into ass form. No, the experiment kind of pieced out after a bit. The experiment left pretty shortly after we saw them show up. Were-ass is indeed comedy, yes. A competence, a skilled Mark's Dwarf. Hello, unfinished business. Gotta cover everyone, right? How you doing today? Welcome to the foot. The library is bustling. Frustrated the lack of decent meals. Frustrated being unable to fight. Lonely after being away from family. Three-headed Hydra? Wait, really? Wait, a three-headed Hydra twisted into humanoid form? The scariest were-creature I've ever seen, though, was a were-roo. The were-kangaroo. Oh my god, you went and committed a crime. Are you attacking a dog? Yeah, you ran into the library and fucking punched a dog. Dog did nothing wrong. What the hell, man? You dick. I mean, you fucking bet your ass this dwarf is going to prison. Killed the dog. Didn't just beat it up. Came back and punched a dwarf. My god. It was a named dog. It was somebody's pet. You fucking asshole. I am fucking sorry. Disorderly conduct. Injured party, a dog. Yeah. You, sir, need prison time. Public execution? Maybe not public execution, but definitely prison. At least it wasn't a cat. No, man, dogs are worse than cats. Especially named dogs. You guys get to see my prison. Checking my prison, though. Oh, shit. Why is Mind in prison? What'd you do? Anyway, they get happy when they're in prison because they're near a fine bed and a completely sublime restraint. Repentant after being confined. What the heck did mine do? Oh. 99 days in prison for failing an order. Sorry, Mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Gold statue. 10. Specify new image. Dwarf. Just a dwarf. Object. Chain. A chain. Action or relationship. Is admiring. The dwarf is admiring the chain. Basically telling the dwarves, yo, here's a statue of you admiring a chain. Admire the chain. That seems harsh. What, 99 days in prison for failing an order, or getting the shit kicked in, your shit kicked in and thrown in prison for killing a dog? $99 days? Yeah, that does seem a little intense, actually. I hope it doesn't ruin mine. Mine is a good dwarf. Interesting. I might need to make a video about Stone Shard, chat. Check this out. We have some important news for you today. First of all, 0.8.6 patch has been released, bringing new content and some major bug fixes. The full changelog can be found at the bottom post. Now, the entirety of Troll Slayer content has been added to the game. We'd like to share our updated development plan, as some of you, as well as some info about our future goals. As many of you may have noticed, the current content is limited by the first 7 to 10 levels. Characters outgrow most dungeons and enemies upon reaching this threshold. We are aware of this problem. However, adding high-level content is meaningless until we resolve these two important issues. Ideally, we'd like different enemy factions to have distinct behavior patterns. Right now, enemies only differ in their stats and skills, as they share a single template for their actions. To fix this, we plan to dedicate a few months to fully rework our AI system and associated systems. So basically what they're saying is literally every unit in the game has the exact same AI, which is hilariously terrible. They can be said about, the same can be said about the dungeons. Right now, they are generated based on shared parameters, and only two things which set them apart at the moment are graphical assets. So they only have one dungeon technically, or one dungeon generation system technically. Enemy roster and enemy rosters. We would like to make the dungeon crawling process in the game much more memorable than clearing out similar room after room. That's why we plan to work on a new dungeon generation algorithm along with the AI rework. Both of these tasks can be fairly difficult and time consuming, and both of them require extensive testing. And that's why we can't give you the exact date at this time. We will work on these elements, and we are completely satisfied. When we are completely satisfied with the results, But for now, the approximate date for the updated AI and updated dungeon generation and any associated content along with the additional features is summer 2020. To keep you from getting bored during these next few months, we plan to release a series of minor updates, yada, yada, yada. I need to make a video about that. Yeah, literally every enemy is the same and every area is the same. Was anyone surprised? Yes, because of the way the prologue played. I don't know. I disagree that that's what alpha and beta games are. They're selling a product based on a thing, and in this case, the thing is the prologue. I expect something similar to the prologue. I don't know. I'm allowed to be mad about it, and I'm allowed to feel like they were disingenuous about what they were selling. But I also think that that's the right direction. You know? Genuinely, I do think that that's the right direction, and I'm glad that they're admitting it and working on that. But yes, I think that what they're doing is what they should have been doing from the start. I don't know. I think I need to make a video about that, which I'm going to do. Maybe tonight even. I don't know. I just think that that's I'm just shocked, I guess, at the state of the launch of that game. Also 69 Dwarfs, hey. What was Zephron's? Yeah, no, that is ridiculous, you know? Mind failed to complete an order and gets 100 days in prison. Zephron kills a dog, 50 days in prison. They need to deal with the leveling curve problem, but it's a start. It's glad that they are stating that they're aware of the issues, so it's a start. We'll see where they go from there, really. We're at the direction I wanted to go with that. Let's make some guest bedrooms. What do you mean, Aeroturpus? We're killing the dog? Or, like, are we still talking about Stone Shard here, or are we talking about something else? I don't know. I think that early access games should be about one thing, right? Transparency. Absolute transparency. And if you're going to make a game and put it into early access, you need to be completely, totally, and utterly clear and honest with the state of the game and what you're selling. There was never a point with Stone Shard where I felt like they were being. It was very much a, oh, you played the prologue, you like the prologue, here, buy our game. You have a good night, Spitalier. Thank you very much for hanging out today, and thanks again for the bits. The only cheer of the day, the only tip of the day, the only anything of the day, actually. Cheers, dude. Thank you so much for sticking around. Have a good night. So yeah, no, it's very much a I don't feel like they were ever being completely genuine. And that's why I'm so harsh on it. An elven caravan has arrived. Yes, but when they turn into a were creature, Slippery, they lose all of their hunger stats. So you can like lock them in a room alone by themselves and they'll get hungry and thirsty, but then they'll turn into a were creature and then they'll lose those and then gain them back over the next month. So you don't need to feed them. I mean, you can, it'll keep them happier, but you don't need to. Kind of harsh, but it's true. But because it fully resets it, it fixes it. Kind of. An elven diplomat has arrived. Well, if they tell me to stop cutting down... I wonder if they're happy with the number of trees I cut down. You want bolts and armor stands. Armor stand rock, 2. Bolts, bone, 100. Yeah, basically. It spawns into their place and it resets all of their stats. Our guests get glass doors. No privacy for you. No, because were creatures kill each other. 1. And they also destroy furniture. And they break craft spots. So unless you plan on literally rebuilding your entire fort once a month, and only having 1 dwarf, because they'll kill the rest of them, no, it doesn't work. Also, as far as I can tell, they maintain grudges in between, so they will then kill each other after they stop being were creatures. Medwana Esposivo. Greetings from the woodlands. We have much to discuss. Elves are partial to these particular trees in this area. If you keep cutting them down, we will come here and, like, just stab you to death with our wooden sticks. So, please stop cutting them down. Okay, we grant access to this request. We can part ways with at most 118 trees to the butcher. Yeah, that's fine. Let's discuss the situation of our current agreement. That's 2 less than last year. What the fuck? Yeah, information has been added to Civilization World 4. I'm going to make an obligatory short joke because you're a short dude with a beard. And may you embrace nature as we do. I really wish that there was more dialogue in Dwarf Fortress. That's one of the like big gripes I have about DF. Is that whole conversation feature feels very underutilized. Because they grow their wood, that's why. You just want to pray? Well, then go pray. Can't you plant trees? Trees just naturally grow really fast. How long have I been streaming? I've been streaming for 6 hours. No wonder I'm hungry. I'm gonna go get my sandwich. It's sandwich time. Hopefully nothing horrible happens. BRB. Word of our acclaim spreads, as they say. Our faction grows. Oh shit. It's done. Sorry about that, Peter. That one was... shit, never mind. Fire alarm has stopped. If it does that again, we might call it. Also, I'm not going to take part in that discussion. You guys can. Although Hoba's the chef, so he would know. My fire alarm is going off. So today is... I'll ban you, Slippery Nipple. I really will. I hate that this stupid fucking internet discussion is the most aggravating bullshit in the goddamn planet. And I know it's funny, but it's not. Fuck off. Smile. Anyway, it's fire alarm testing day. Sorry, the fire alarm's annoying the shit out of me, and you're not helping. But in all seriousness, today's fire alarm testing a day. Normally they do it normally the first Wednesday of every month. Normally it goes on for about an hour, where the fire alarm will go off a couple of times, usually between 9 and 10 in the morning, and then it's done. But because since COVID, they haven't done it. So the fire alarm is going off periodically between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. We only have an hour left. Oh, it's fine, Airturpus. Also gonna happen tomorrow. He was gently in favor. He was seen. Caught in the act. My mouth is full. Ah! That sucks, Cyrolac. So, it looks like this dwarf is just going to get dogpiled. Is currently, seems to be attempting to fight with this undead warrior who's hanging out in the fort. Nope, you mandated the construction of certain goods. Crossbows. 10 more wooden crossbows. So you have been convicted of the crime. That means My necromancer should come beat the crap out of you. Heads up, chat. Investments are open. This is a dwarf that stole it. And don't be racist. Yeesh, slippery. What have you got against a couple goblins? It was a dwarf that stole it. We're open for business to anybody who is an intelligent creature. We're gonna keep it that way. "30 days in prison. I just need my officer to go do it." Well, you've completely lost it. I think it's time to get a new captain of the guard. We're gonna replace you. You know what? I like this idea. We're gonna have Big Vice. Big Wiz! One of my goblins. It's gonna be the captain of the guard. Sorry, I like this idea too much. I think that this is a great door. Because I have a feeling that goblins would be good at this. I repent. I was confined. Wait, hold on. That gem cutter actually got rehabilitated. He was haggard due to tremendous stresses being put on him. He's no longer haggard. That's incredible. Hide it in their bedroom? That's basically what they do, yeah. Or they keep it on their person and then hide it somewhere. That's actually awesome. Alrighty, Gobbo. Need you to go do the Gobbo thing. Once this table and chair gets put away. That's awesome. I'm super thrilled about that, actually. Although mind is now upset, which sucks. Might as well also put those statues into these. Oh shit, job orders are off. Wondering why shit wasn't getting done. That's what I thought I needed. Coal! Make 200 charcoal. Oh man, bot is being mean today. Not giving anybody a payout. I really hope that they're like done with the fire alarms for the day. Be real nice. Here come that gold table and chair. Dwarf poet necromancer. Alright, so this chair is given to my captain of guard. It's actually like kind of a nice big office. Maybe even too nice, I don't know. Chat, am I sacrilegious? Oh shit! A peasant who grew up. 12 years old. Well, what can we give you as a job? What do you want to do? Want to craft a masterwork someday? How about this? Other job's hauling. Let's put you on to bone crafting. Make them a king or queen. That's not easy, but that would be funny. Problem is this goblin is just meditating on wealth. And Zuntir over here needs to go to prison. So are you gonna do your job or? Doesn't really dream of ruling the world or anything though. Posed a ban on exports, eh? Wait, what? Come you no make bolts? I need bolt. Why? Because I need bones. Slaughter a bunch of stuff. Yeah, no, having a goblin queen would be amusing, to say the least. Would be very amusing, and I'd be super down. Come on, goblin. What are you doing down here? I'm actually shocked at how good the frame rate is in this fort still. Like, we're basically running at full speed. We have 70 dwarves, 90 pets and livestock, 26 others, and 114 dead things in the map. Like, there's quite a lot going on. Frame rate's, like, smooth. Maxed out, basically. We're essentially just sitting on frame rate cap. It's kind of lovely. Also don't need to be on healthcare or farming.
$35WOOP.
That is the first sub of the day, my dude. Like you to know that you, the first resub of the day, first any like sub of the day. Carlo Latino, thank you very much for the 35 months on the 35-month streak. Guys, can I get a big ol' round of beers in chat for Carlo? That is endlessly impressive. My dude, that's a long ass time. I hope you've been well. Hope you're hanging in there, holding up as you should be. Cheers, man. Following since February 2016. Damn. Iden. Duke consort. And taken by a fey mood. I mean, this supermarket, I mean, same thing these days, right? I'm like in behind the scenes discussing with my mother about how we can get some soil so that I can start a herb garden out on my porch. For, you know, obvious reasons, I would think. Grabs a boulder. So you know what? Let's put you on. Yeah, you're already on bone crafting. Home Depot? Probably not. Probably not. I don't think anybody's doing home delivery, actually. Also, don't say Canada, say British Columbia. Or Greater Vancouver area, because every area is different. Mind is throwing a tantrum in prison. No, prison is ruining Mind. Which is unfortunate. It's an unfair prison sentence. I mean, they might be, but... No. I'm renting an apartment too, but I have a porch. My mom says that currently she has chives and oregano and parsley that she can give me. But yeah, no, we've never really gotten to the point where anyone's really doing home delivery unless you want to pay out the ass for it. Welcome back from lurking. My captain of the guard is now... Oh. Interesting. My captain of the guard is now a goblin. And my Duke consort is making an artifact. Were you here for the werewolf? Because we got attacked by a werewolf, lost a couple dwarves. Like a legit werewolf. I've got this mood that's going on, and this dwarf's grabbing a lot of shit. Give me an interesting one. We had an artifact attempt to be stolen. And my mare is slowly going nuts. Prison rehabilitated a dwarf. Things been busy. Stuff's been popping off. My fire alarm went off for like 5 minutes straight. You know, all that good shit. What all did you grab? Mudstone, bitter orange wood logs, stray cat bone, raw green glass, desert lime wood logs, rough red zircons, willow logs, and raw green glass. Any bets on what that's gonna be? Yeah, right? I had to screenshot it. I've never seen a werewolf in Dwarf Fort. The odds are just so low. Thought I made enough ash. I could just cancel. It's fine. We got thirsty dwarves working. Why are they thirsty? That was fast. Oh, an earring. Well, damn. Lusulem Kadol. Puzzling hatchet. It's worth 36,000. This is a mudstone earring. All craft worship is of the highest quality. It is decorated with cat bone and desert lime wood and willow and encircled with bands of red zircon and green glass. On the item is an image of Naudilate, carmine fences, a native gold Eros in green glass. Have you wore earrings? It depends on how well it's cleaned. What are what rooms for? Like, you need to be more specific, Tapio. Talking about these rooms? Those are temples. Nom. Also, guys, I'm feeling like playing a little bit more as Jupiter's Hells. What do you think? Take pictures? Oh, don't worry about it, dude. Sometimes you're just eager to eat your food, and you know what? You've earned it. I'm very puzzled. Why have they stopped making bolts? Man, this is like the worst Captain of the Guard we've ever had. He's just been praying. But he needs his dining room and whatnot, so we'll give it to him. Gonna make this all fit. That can be your bedroom. Those empty ones? Yeah, those are all temples. This can be your dining room. Mercenary Rotten Stalker is visiting. Let's see how our hospital is doing, supplies-wise. Sees? Got thread, cloth, splints, crutches, powder for casts. Wow. Buckets and soap. Good stuff. I don't think you have a dwarf in this fort. What kind of job would you like? You do not. Someone expendable? No one's expendable. Like, really? I mean, I can make you one of my Mark's dwarves. Would that do it? You've been uneasy after a lack of tasty meals for too long. I was bored after being unable to practice a craft. But you've worked due to inebriation and satisfied after getting into an argument. 67 years old, born on the 7th of Felsite in the year 489. Recently stated that I don't care. Don't ask. Corpulent, long sideburns that are braided. Long mustache is arranged in double braids, and medium length beard is arranged in double. Medium length beard is arranged in double. Think. And his hair is clean shaven, and his nose is broad. Hey, Holgast, you like the colors? As do I. That's why I use them. He likes tin glaze, zinc, cherry opal, and naff fabric, quivers and windows, and rabbits for their ability to burrow. Dreams of mastering a skill, and personally believes that would be a fine thing if all time were leisure time. Values eloquence and respects perseverance, and sees war as a useful means to an end. Lives an orderly life, organized and neat, and he is somewhat quarrelsome. He is bothered by this, since he values friendship and can easily fall in love or develop positive sentiments. He does not easily hate or develop negative feelings, and he has little interest in joking around. He is generally quite confident in his abilities when undertaking specific ventures and doesn't mind wearing something special now and again. A normal poet is visiting? What is this madness? How's things, Holgast? God damn it, Gabo. You must be an ardent worshiper of, like, everything. And a whole bunch of deities. Mm-hmm. Well, sweet, there we go. Dragon Man's making bone bolts. That's what I like to see. Alrighty, Zunter, why haven't you been put in prison yet? Interesting. Didn't I make a bunch of glass cabinets? Thought I did. I did. Yeah, you know, Stone, how you said that you wouldn't want mudstone anywhere near you? This entire fort's basically made out of mudstone. But we have this added benefit of having green glass everything. A dwarven clothing just being left out and about. Let's cancel some of those that kind of fucked up the placement. Blue doors are not clear glass. No, they are... glass doors look different. Those are made of blue stone. Make a bunch of lavish meals. Now dwarves can go put their clothing away. Look at this. Look at this guy. You know, the leather worker. Putting stuff away. Good of you. You good little dwarf. Yeah, they're cobaltite doors. No, glass doors look like these. These are green glass doors. They look like the wood doors, so they have no image. Still can't. I'm shocked by this. This dwarf's actually stopped being depressed by being in prison. That is incredible. No one wants any kind of stone near their earlobes? Anybody who wears stone earrings? Plenty of people wear stone earrings. This is maybe one of the best tweets I've seen all day. Danny Trejo holding a Switch. Talking about Animal Crossing. It's glorious. I need a bed. Bed. 10. Let's also rock coffer. Make a bunch of rock coffers. Neither am I. Trust me, neither am I. It's ridiculous how expensive switches are now. Absolutely ludicrous. I personally think that people who resale stuff should be put in prison. Also, mine is now throwing tantrums, which is even worse. Needs logs. That's fine. What's that green shit on the ground? I want to know. What the hell is that green shit on the ground? No, no. Yeah, it's a good biome. Oh, it's feather tree egg yolk? Interesting. Yeah, I learned feather trees drop egg yolk. Or lay eggs, I guess. I mean, the more you know, right? Ba-da-bum. I'm sorry, what? Valkyrie's made a masterpiece. An engraver cancels, interrupted by capybara corpse. And a whole bunch of dead zombies were found. Oh. But you're deceased. I'm not entirely certain what just happened. It kind of seems like... Huh. Let's just bring the military out here. Because something just fucking went down out here. Yeah, it looks like there's another dwarf fighting with it. There's a necromancer that caused some problems. Oh no, there's a zombie capybara out here that needs dealing with. That's the problem. Although my military is super cave adapted, apparently. Okay, well, can we kill this capybara, please? Before it kills all of my dwarves? Come on, dwarves. Got that zombie capybara. I think it's dead now. There we go. Not before some teeth flew everywhere. Hello, Bozark. That's very unfortunate. So a capybara attacked a visiting necromancer, and the necromancer turned it into a capybara corpse, which then proceeded to murder a bunch of my dwarves. Just now. Well, I mean... Dwarf Fortress, everybody. Yeah. What's my favorite tile set in DF? The one that I'm using right now. Although I would say I prefer ASCII, but... Hunter... I know a whole bunch of dwarves are missing. That one of them? Nope, they found him already. My god. That's intense. Nowhere near as bad as the zombie giraffe, though. But yeah, no, Monty, my favorite Dwarf Fortress tile set is the one that you see me using. I wouldn't use it if I didn't like it. Well, I mean, it sucks, but kind of is what it is. Human treasure has arrived. Oh no! There's a zombie turkey here too. Just gonna send my axe dwarf to deal with it. Although on the bright side, zombie turkey nowhere near as scary. There it goes. Any other undead? I think that's all of it. Gosh. Zombie turkey. Thanksgiving's vengeance. Okay, well the cat got attacked by a turkey hen skeleton, but it's fine. Vomit everywhere now, man. Both there, on behalf of the Merchants Guild, let me extend to you our people. Here's much to discuss. What'd you have of our merchants? Leather, please. What tile set do you like, Montefiore? And on behalf of the Merchants Guild, let me bid farewell, you and your stout dwarves. They're still re-electing that stupid fucking necromancer, eh? I mean, I guess. Unchaining Mind. On the bright side in that whole fight, that one criminal who stole the artifact died. So that's one bright side. So this can be assigned to Bigwis. My tile set is very pretty. It is very pretty. I will be using that tile set when it comes out. Once I have the access to it, I will be using that one. That is the plan anyway. No, it's okay. What's there to be sorry for? All good. Oh, don't worry about it. You're speaking more coherently and politely than a lot of English speakers. They're speaking just fine. If only I could just read Russian. It'd make my life a lot easier. . 'Cause 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 And I'm very excited for the Steam version. Can't wait to stream it and show it to people, and I can't wait for a lot of people to get into Dwarf Fortress. It's going to be fun times. You need a weapon rack and an armor stand. Let's give you the nicest green one we can. Work. I actually don't care what language. Like, some streams are super strict about what language their chat speaks. I personally don't care, because to a point I can just Google Translate. But as long as you're being polite, don't matter. So yeah, no, of course my preferred language is English, but at the end of the day, as long as you're being polite, doesn't really affect me what language you speak. Trifle pewter armor stand in office. Are you for real? You want a trifle pewter armor stand? I have one trifle pewter bar. I really, really hope. Actually, gems is what I should be trading. They do that. Got a lot of diorite cabochons. Perhaps I can get trifle pewter bars from these humans. I often play RimWorld and wonder how many things they borrowed from DF. A lot of things. I'm Google translating what you guys are writing, by the way. I mean, moods are taken directly. Although in Dwarf Fortress they're moods, in RimWorld they're snaps. For just as like an example, the entire RimWorld royalty pack is a theft. RimWorld is DF with all of the cool shit removed and a good combat system added in. And a lot of the character and storytelling elements from Dwarf Fortress removed. I do have trifle pewter bars. Do I need 3 or 2 bars? Lay pewter and lay pewter. Not what I need. Yeah, I mean, they're very different games, and I don't like to compare the two, really. I mean, you can, but I personally don't like to compare the two at all if I can avoid it, because I think that RimWorld's very much a different thing. RimWorld is a goal-based min-maxing game. Dwarf Fortress is a story generator. They're just different things. Wait a second. I know you. I've seen you before. You're an imposter. Yeah, a lot of the generated text stuff in RimWorld is lifted basically directly. Yeah, no, this dwarf's out of prison now, and they're back to work and enraptured when communing with their god. That's awesome. What else can we cut? Yeah, let's just keep cutting diorite. Not on repeat. Yeah, but I don't think Dwarf Fortress is purely a game about combat. I mean, a lot of people play Dwarf Fortress kind of as a combat game. I think that's kind of doing Dwarf Fortress a disservice if you play it purely as a combat-focused game. Because Dwarf Fortress does so much with procedural narrative that nothing else really does. But no, I do think genuinely that they're just very different games and shouldn't really be compared. Just cue that up. And it's free. And it's free. $956. This is the Dwarf Fortress list of 973 uses for a bridge. Number 642 will shock you. Catapulting or atom smashing nobles, throwing children into magma. Oh no. Our arch enemies have arrived. The Kias. They're dive bombing our trade depot. Time to send the military outdoors. Don't like that the developer is doing everything except the main process? What do you mean? What do you not like that Dwarf Fortress is doing? As like, Toadie's added a lot of things quest-wise in villains. Dwarf Fortress doesn't need structure though. Dwarf Fortress doesn't have any bugs. Don't be silly. Dwarf Fortress has features. What's stopping you from learning, Tapioca? And say hi before they burn. Yes. Don't forget, it's an excellent use for making dams and blocking off water gates. I haven't had a crash in like 200 hours. Dwarf Fortress is very stable if you play on vanilla and don't use plugins. If you're using DF Hack and Dwarf Therapist, the game's very crashy, yes. But if you don't use those, not crashy at all. So my game doesn't crash at all. Killed one Kia. But what I don't understand is why you say that, yes, Therapist will make your game crash. What I don't understand is why you say you don't like that the developer does everything except the main process. I don't know what you mean by that. It's so hard to play without therapists. It's not. You just need to get used to it. And learn how to read the game. But, because Toady is doing... He made Villains, which added a lot of content for Adventure Mode, as well as Legends Mode, and all of the thieving and criminals and all that stuff, which added a ton of content. Then, now he's doing the Steam version. Then after that... Yeah, I know, I read them all too. I don't know, I don't know what you mean. No, it's not bad. People just think it's bad. Oh, I know what caused that capybara to become a zombie. A capybara died on one of my traps. Oh, that makes so much sense now. The hell? But no, Toadie's doing exactly what he needs to be doing, which is the Steam version. So I completely disagree. But not about fortresses and fixing bugs? I think you're missing the point, but we'll have to agree to disagree. And also, he does fix bugs. And he added guilds and religions. Made necromancers a thing that you can easily have in your fort. Added experiments. That's all content strictly for Fortress mode. Like, not strictly, but like for Fortress mode. Villains added a ton of stuff. So I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, exactly. Like, Villains came out, and then he spent like 2 weeks updating the game like 4 times, just fixing bugs, including some hilarious ones. Like, I have no idea what you're on about. Besides, if you want a bug-free, perfectly balanced game, you shouldn't be playing Dwarf Fortress anyways. Dwarf Fortress is very much a game about, lol, what just happened? Not a game about having a hyper-balanced product. Never been the point of Dwarf Fort. We just had a new release, though. Waiting is part of Dwarf Fortress. He's one guy basically doing all the coding, and then, you know, Trito's helping, obviously, but like it's just the 2 of them, and it's a very big, complicated game, so of course the updates are going to be infrequent. So we can have archery targets? Not a bad idea, actually. We'll catch some capybaras while we're at it. I mean, those are actually cage traps right there, but I can throw a few cage traps in. Holy shit, Jess. What is up? Hi. That's a big raid. How was the Tato? Did you treat it well? We're against each other. How's everybody? Welcome to my nightmares. Welcome to Dwarf Fort. Wait! Respond with beer, please. Hey, Excelli, Emo, Astral Andy. What up, everybody? Anthropologic. Hope everybody's doing good. Frey, hello. Hello, hi. Hi, hello. So, my day's Saturday for hot potato. I have no idea what mods we're using, so I guess I get to figure that out. I'll figure everything out on, Friday. My day off. But hi, welcome everybody to my stream. I'm Greg. I drink coffee, listen to records, and play Dwarf Fortress. Sometimes I play RimWorld too. And sometimes I play traditional roguelikes. Yeah, that's kind of what it looked like, Andy. But I'm on Saturday for the hot potato. Schedule's down below and whatnot. But you guys don't know Jess. I'm glad to have Jess back. Got to hang out with Jess at TwitchCon last year. And she's in the alternate empire that I am facing off against in RimWorld. So it'll be fun because we're doing a team v team thing. So if you guys want to watch some RimWorld, go give Jess a follow. And go just hang out because she's very, very lovely to watch. Unfortunately, she streams like at exactly the same time as me, so I never get to say hi. Unlike a lot of gamers, I can actually play DF. I actually play DF. So if anybody here is curious about getting into Dwarf Fortress or learning Dwarf Fortress or getting to know anything about Dwarf Fortress, quite literally, ask questions because I know way too much. Also, on my YouTube channel, I do little lore videos and updates and news and what's going on with the Steam version of Dwarf Fortress, which actually looks like a video game that normal people play. But if you want to enjoy this ASCII nightmare with me, you can do that. We're building in a mountain base. It kind of looks like a topographical map. Those are all trees up on the outside. That's our bedroom layer. We got our glass furnaces where we are taking white sand from the top of the hill and in the scree sheets of mud and guck from the top, and we are making them into glass. That's our library. We have this little tower that we're kind of working on, and I forgot I was being lazy about. It's kind of our main layer where we have all of our crafting and our big old tavern. In our tavern, we have all kinds of clientele and various types of alcohol that we are serving, including undead zombie dwarf dancers, necromancers, goblins, humans, apparently. That's my goblin. My crossbow dwarves, and this guy over here. Excuse me, who's eating lunch. It's a good time. Welcome to some Dwarf Forts. Game's confusing as all get out, but also Kias are literally Satan spawn. I think that we need to name a dwarf. Just let me find a good one. Time is subjective and it'll come to Steam when it's ready. That's what the release date said is time is subjective. Welcome to the fort, Jess. You are Chief Medical Dwarf. Which is important because every now and again we have explosions of gore everywhere when the necromancers are like, oh god, someone's fighting, and then they res up a bunch of zombies, and then it's a big old punching fest of a bunch of like reanimated limbs crawling around on the ground as everybody stamps them to death. But within last season, she didn't feel anything upon seeing a cat's dead body. I mean, you've probably seen lots of dead bodies. Didn't feel anything after seeing a capybara's dead body, and didn't feel anything after seeing a Kia's dead body. Well, you should be happy about that one. And she didn't feel anything upon seeing a Kia's dead body, but she felt pleasure after making a satisfying acquisition. You are 69 years old. Nice. Born on the 12th of Sandstone in the year 487. That's like a mid-range age for a dwarf. Her hair is clean shaven and she has very low cheekbones. She has an angular chin and a scratchy voice. Her short, broad nose is upturned and she has a slightly flattened ears that are free-lobed. Her hair is sepia and her skin is raw umber. Her eyes are amethyst and her eyes are slightly rounded. She likes white jade and giant mountain goat hoof, gloves, and water buffaloes for their wallowing. And the words of the prim meadow, and prefers to consume mackerel, dwarven cheese, and finger mullet beer. Absolutely hates leeches. I don't blame me for that one. So do I. Personally sees the concealment of emotions as a betrayal and tries her best to never associate with such secretive fools, values independence and values hard work, and dreams of creating a great work of art. is not driven and very rarely feels the need to produce even a modest success, can be very happy and optimistic, and is attentive to detail in her own work. And she dislikes abstract discussions and would much rather focus on practical examples, and rarely feels strong cravings or urges. She likes to brawl, and she is slow to anger. She is quick to form negative views about things, and she sometimes acts with little determination and confidence. She finds helping others emotionally rewarding after seeing Kolab Koldheim's dead body in the year 552, and she isn't given to flights of fancy. She needs alcohol to get through the working day and is a hardened individual. Can I tell a bit of gameplay? What do you mean by tell a bit of gameplay, AFK? Like, how is the game played? Well, here. Who here knows nothing about Dwarf Fortress? Press 1. There's a bunch of people just piled into the channel. Let's see. Dwarf Fortress has been in development since roughly 2002. Okay, it's been publicly playable since 2006. Dwarf Fortress is the great-grandpappy of some of your favorite games, like RimWorld. It's the great-granddad of Minecraft. It's one of the most important games ever made. One of the deepest games ever made. It's in active development. It's free. So think about it this way, right? RimWorld. When you start a new game, you generate a world, right? And it gives you a map. That's a very static map. It doesn't change at all. You can like go to the different locations on the map and kill things, and that's about it. Dwarf Fortress doesn't do that. Dwarf Fortress generates 250, 550, or 1,050 years of history. This is history that can be read. Is generated in text. It generates civilizations, religions, factions, books, poetry, forms of music, monsters, creatures, gods, demons, angels, artifacts, musical instruments, an entire world layout, and everything else. But you watch Let's Plays of it? Well, that's a good time to get into it. Granted here. So that's just kind of the surface level of it, right? Once you have all that generated, you're presented with a world. This is my world right now. I'll shut my camera off so you can see a little better. This is our world map, right? Now, on this world map, it might just look like a bunch of garbledygook to you. It might look like a map. There are evil biomes. There's glaciers, oceans, mountain ranges, necromancers, civilizations, human towns, elves, goblins, dwarves, other various rare magical creatures, especially in the evil biomes and the good biomes, unicorns, giant cave spiders. And this map is alive. So again, in RimWorld, nothing really moves around or does anything. Towns are popping up and getting attacked. Refugees are moving about. If I look at the news, there's actually not that much going on right now. The world's pretty quiet. But sometimes you can see armies moving around. Sometimes you can see wars happening. Currently, everything is kind of peaceful right now, though. It's just a whole lot of dead and broken things. That little flashing X is our fortress. Since we've been here, this fort, this fort, this fort, this fort, this fort, and this fort have all popped up because of us. So because of our fortress here being successful and existing, other fortresses are popping up. Now, say I get bored of this fortress, right? This fortress that we're working on. I could retire it and then go start another fortress elsewhere in the world. And then the dwarves that are here currently, maybe they'll migrate to the new fortress and show up. Maybe they'll show up as some sort of wealthy baron or something. Also, investments are open if you wish to waste your tickets, guys. We could also, like we were doing earlier, play in adventure mode and walk around as a single character in the world and go visit old forts, which I did yesterday. See what's going on in the world. They were getting attacked by a freaking giant insect when I went to one of my old forts yesterday. It's a game with a lot of layers. So in most games, you know, you have your traditional HP systems, hit points. You have so many hit points and so many armor points and yada yada. And you kind of grind those down, and when they hit 0, they go. Dwarf Fortress doesn't have that. Dwarf Fortress keeps track of blood, bones, fat, skin, tendons, muscles. Did I miss anything? Blood, bones, fat, skin, tendons, muscles. Plus all of the bones in their body. Fingers, eyelids, lips, mouth, tongue, teeth, organs. All of that's tracked. Yes, they're just a little sprite, but all of that's being tracked mathematically behind the scenes. So, like, getting punched could... Like, here, let's look at a combat log. A human bowman fighting with a Kia. The human bow... Okay, this is actually not a good one. Let's see... Let's say... Glassmaker. The capybara corpse stretches the glassmaker's head, tearing the muscle. Capybara is just scratching his face. Scratching his head, tearing the muscle. Scratching the face, tearing the muscle until eventually it just bleeds out. The capybara scratches the glassmaker's head, tearing apart the muscle. The force twists the neck. The capybara scratches the glassmaker in the head, tearing apart the muscle. The force bends the neck all the way down until the capybara corpse scratches the glassmaker in the head, tearing apart the muscle, and the force bends the neck, tearing apart the skin, and he dies. You have a time loop error? Explain? Dwarf Fortress also is legendary for some of its bugs. When they first added digestive systems and eyelids, cats were just showing up dead. The reason they were showing up dead is because they were walking into the tavern, and dwarves have mugs, right? Or cups or goblets that they fill up with alcohol. And they can spill small amounts, and you don't really see it in the game, but it's processed and it's there. The cats were walking through that and getting it on their paws, and because creatures want to clean themselves, like if I actually look at a random... person. Let's see if I can find somebody who's dirty so I can show you. There you go. So this farmer has a coating of whatever that is on them. A coating of Bethwa crushed stuff something. Anyway, this dwarf is dirty, so this dwarf would want to clean that off. A dwarf would clean themselves by going to a river and cleaning themselves with soap or a well. Cats clean themselves with their mouth, right? So they lapped up all of the alcohol on their paws and died of alcohol poisoning. It's a world simulation with history interaction. Yes, it's a base building game. So all this stuff that you see here, I've carved out. Those weird stars are, because the game's completely 3D. That's something else I haven't mentioned. The game's fully 3D. It looks flat, but it's 3D. So let's zoom out a little bit. This is like one map of RimWorld, right? So normally that's all that you'd have, right? But actually, it's like one layer of blocks in Minecraft. I can move up a layer. I can move up another layer. I can move up another layer. You can see the trees fading off into the distance. And my walls fading off into the distance. As I move up. And up. And up. These are all rooms that I've laid out and designed myself. Placed all the furniture in. Built up. Managed. Etc. The Dwarf Fortress released in 2006. I moved here in 2004, and I'd already played a couple of years prior to that. You must be misremembering, Belliner. Yep, there's also different materials, walls, trees, things that you can find in the deep. Creatures that attack you, wars that you can wage, combat that can be had. Like here, I can just go into this menu and just be all like, yo, let's dig out a tunnel. And then they'll dig that out. Oh, what's something I actually need to dig out right now? Right, I was going to make an artifact vault. So let's put the artifact vault back here. So this right here is my Baron's bedroom. Or my Baron's throne room, rather. So behind the Baron's throne room, I'm going to make a little room right here. And this little room is going to be our vault. We're going to dig a little, kind of going up this way. Those X's up there are our stairwell that's going down or up to the bedroom area for most dwarves. And this is going to be filled with traps. And we're going to fill this thing up with pedestals, and it's going to be our private artifacts collection for rare, valuable, and important items. So then I press play. And at some point, there you go. Dwarf picks up the job, or a mining dwarf specifically picks up the job. What happened to that piece of floor right there? Let's suspend it. Let's unsuspend that. Zoom in a little bit. There comes the miner dwarf. He's white because he was a miner. So another thing, all dwarves, their best skill is the color that they are. So they well, dwarves have various different skills, but whatever they are best at is the color that they become. So we have 3 skilled miners, 2 woodworkers, 13 stoneworkers, 12 rangers, or 2 rangers, 2 metalsmiths, etc. Also, if you get enough dwarves in a particular job role, they'll form a union and demand shit from you. You'd have to look back in the devlogs. I don't know. The cyan is empty space. Yeah. So the cyan is like, think about it like, I explained it like Silent Hill, right? So this right here, this is open space. I think about it like Silent Hill. It's out of the draw distance. You can't see what's there. These little speckles are also open space, but there's a layer, 1 layer below it. So right there, you can kind of see the sand and everything that's right there. Boom. Andy Loam. Yeah, they can form unions. We have well, they call them guilds, but they're literally unions. I have a stoneworkers union and an engravers union in my fort. God damn those fucking Kias, man. Also, hey Infinity, what's up? Also, scrolling up in chat in general, what do all the colors mean, especially the big color blocks? What do you mean by the big color blocks? As like in this room, for example, these are weapon racks made of glass. This is a raw tunnel made out of different materials. Chair, 2 tables made of gold, statue, and then these are some green glass doors, smoothed walls and floors, and then a stairway, 1 down to here. The rest of the fort. Designated areas. Oh, mean like these? These are different zones that I've set up. But like if stuff's flashing, it means there's more than one thing in a tile. Like this dwarf is flashing because he's holding clothes, for example. But once the areas start flashing in the designated zones, it means the job's been taken and they're going to go do it. Where was I? I lost my spot. There it is. Oh, you mean like this? Those flashing areas? So those are areas I can't dig out because they're constructed. If that's what you're asking. So like that's green. So I can't tell them to mine that because it's a brick wall. I also wouldn't be able to tell them to channel or dig stairs down here because those are constructed floors that I've built. You can't dig through them, so I need to remove the construction before I can build them. Is that what you're asking? That's what those flashing colors are when I'm designating. Because the floors were all ugly and different colors, so I put down bricks to make them all look the same color. So now I can hit S for smooth in the designations menu, and we can smooth all these walls. So now it's all designated to be smoothed on number 4 priority. If I want to bump up the priority, I can bump it all the way up to number 1 using plus minus on the numpad because this game's incredible. And then we wait for my engravers to realize that, hey, engraving this might be a good idea. And we wait, and we wait, we wait. That one with the down red flashing arrow is pissed off. He's pissed off because he was put in prison. He is upset because of the nightmare that is his tragic life. He was put in prison for a very long time for failing to complete... Oh, geez, we've got a criminal. Huh. My mayor has been accused of a crime. Convicted. What have you been convicted? What are you going to need to do? Disorderly conduct. You beat a cat up! No sentence pending. Well... Well, I'll say this. The way this game is designed, keyboard alone, will always be faster, more efficient, more convenient, and less cumbersome than it would be to play this game with the mouse. Using DF Hack, you can turn on full mouse support and play this game with the mouse way faster and easier with a keyboard. And legitimately, I don't think that that's something that people should have trouble with because all the information you need is right there. I know that this looks scary because of how jumbled it is, but let me show you something. Oopsies, that's the wrong button. That's the button I wanted. A little bit better now. I've turned off my custom font. That is just your UI. The only difference is I have to hit a hotkey for it instead of hovering my mouse over it. It's exactly the same as RimWorld's UI. It just doesn't have fancy boxes around it that light up when you hover your mouse over it. It's literally identical. Okay, what do I want? I want to go into the building menu. Okay, what do I want to build? I can scroll up and down with plus and minus on the numpad, no problem. Okay, I want to build a, I don't know, a door. Press enter. Okay, well, I have a door constructed because I have to construct doors separately before I can place them. And then let's say we put the door right there. What kind of door do I want? Mudstone or diorite? Diorite, obviously. Done. In my brain, I cannot figure out why people find that so complicated. Why is that so scary? You have to use a keyboard, just your keyboard to play it. That's not nearly as terrifying as I think it should be. Once you realize what you're actually looking at, it's very simple to pick up. Certain menus like this one are kind of scary. You don't need that one much. Also, like, selecting individual shops and queuing up orders is scary for some people, but you have the manager screen once you know what you're doing. And then you just hit UMQ and just type in what you want them to build. And assuming you have the right jobs and the right shops set up, like let's say, let's make glass portal, which is a door made of glass, and we're gonna make 15 of them. Press enter. Now my manager dwarf, where are you at? Right here, my little dwarven manager is gonna go, oh, I got a job to do. But first he's gonna finish putting away this dead rat. Do. Gonna put away the dead rat anytime. There you go. And now he's gonna go manage work orders. So instead of me having to go to the individual shop, this dwarf's gonna run to his office, fill it out. But yeah, I hope that this has been a nice little introduction for some people. I mean, we're a little lurky, but that's part for the course. Thank you very much once again to everybody who's sticking around from the raid. And yeah, that's... now he's done. Job's gonna go get done. Oh shit! We got some goblins dancing. It's one of actually my goblin and an undead dwarven dancer. Two of my military dwarves are watching, or one of them is watching them. One of them is making music. One is listening to a story. This guy's telling a story. It won't tell me what story he's telling. And I find out, yeah, there we go. So this is a procedurally generated piece of choreography. And a full description on how to perform it, as well as the music. Let's see if I can find a description. The gloss verses is a form of music used during marches and military engagements. Originating in the gloved pine, the rules of the form are applied by the composers to produce individual pieces of music, which can be performed. And the music is played on a nusite and a phalathia, whatever those are. Musical voices bring harmony and counterpoint, and the entire performance should stress the rhythm. The melody has short phrases, while the counterpoint has phrases and of varied length throughout the form. Only one pitch is ever played at a time, and it is performed using a Sibelius scale. And they are spinning. Probably very dizzy. But yeah, no, I love this game. It's fantastic. Oh. My captain of the guard wouldn't beat the shit out of my mayor. Sorry. You did commit a crime, you numbskull. Probably pissed. Feels restless after being laid to rest and recuperate. Hopeless after being beaten and afraid after experiencing trauma. But within last season, he felt wonder after communing with his god. What a guy. He is utterly harrowed by the nightmare that is his tragic life. Well, I mean, you are a necromancer, but you're my mayor, so... I mean, I use all hotkeys in Rim, but... It's, you know, it's a barrier to entry, which is too much for some people, and I think that, frankly, that's a shame. Because Dwarf Fortress is, always has been, and will be one of the greatest games ever made that is so underappreciated, it's borderline criminal. Like, there's a lot of articles written about how terrifyingly difficult it is to get into, which are, put it bluntly, kind of untrue. In my opinion, I do not think this game is anywhere near as scary as a lot of people say it is. For example, RimWorld is a much harder game. If you can play this, or if you can play RimWorld, you can play Dwarf Fortress. Like, sheer difficulty-wise, RimWorld's whole goal in life is to kill you. The whole goal in life is to remove your fun, remove you from the world, and destroy you and make you start over. Dwarf Fortress doesn't care. Dwarf Fortress accidentally squishes you when time moves on. I'll say this. Coca-Cola. This game is easier to learn than any Paradox game. If you can learn Stellaris, you can play Crusader Kings. You can play Europa Universalis. You can play RimWorld. If you can play No Moria, you can very easily play Dwarf Fortress. Yeah, the UI is scary to some people, but it's free. It's free. That's all. It's free. Also, one of my military dwarves is in prison. Why is that? What did you do, Logum? Why are people in prison? What? Oh, pfft. My Duchess put my Mark's dwarf in prison for a violation. Basically blamed him for me not getting stuff that they were mandating done in time. You want spiked balls and armor stands. Okay, well, gold armor stand 5 and let's say wood spiked ball 5. And what does my other dude want? What do you want? You just don't want me to export crossbows. That's fine. And I don't know enough trifle pewter to make a throne or an armor stand for your throne room because you fucking needy bitch. Fair enough. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of people that I think, right, that, like, I was speaking with a friend of mine the other day who straight up told me playing Dwarf Fortress is a waste of time because Dwarf Fortress looks old and there's no reason to play a game that looks old when you have many games that look good and modern. Doesn't matter how deep the mechanics are. It's a lot of people who have that opinion, and it sucks. Be angry. But what can I do? Not much. Silver Tongue is throwing a tantrum. Oh boy. Poor Silver Tongue. This ain't gonna end well. Seems to be stuck in like a worshipping circle. Went and attacked the dwarf. Oh my god, you touch anything? You touch literally anything and you're gonna get mauled. 2 accounts of disorderly conduct by Silver Tongue. 6 witnesses. What's the captain of the guard gonna do after you're done constructing this building? I mean, I've put a lot of hours into this game. Of slot, like, I know as far as streaming it goes, in about a year, over a year now, a year and a half, 2 years, yeah, well, a year and a half, yeah, that I've been streaming it actively. But Dwarf Fortress doesn't require that amount of time to play, right? Like, you don't need to put thousands of hours in to learn this game. It's got like maybe a 15-hour learning curve. Also, that shouldn't be your bed. Because you have another bed. Most games require mods for it. Yeah, Dwarf Fortress doesn't need any mods. Like, there are overhaul mods for the game that are pretty extensive. Plenty of them, including a very freaky Mario mod. Grim Dark Mario. My mayor's getting chained. Putting the mayor in prison. Sorry there, man. I know you've had a tough life. No, totally. I agree. Infinity. Also masterwork, yep. Feels guilty after being confined and worried after being unable to pray. Best of luck there, Dwarf. Masterwork is just one of the big overhaul mods. There's also a science fiction mod. Which lets you make mechs and robots. Kibbs is shaking. You poor dwarf. Alright, though. So today we went into Legends. We read about a world. We discovered Dwarven WWE and a demon that traveled around the world doing nothing but wrestling in Dwarven wrestling competitions. We played some adventure mode and we worked on this fortress a little bit. My Necromancer Mayor just got put in prison. It's smoothed brown stone is the floor. I wouldn't build anything out of wood. I am a self-respecting dwarf. Come on. Why would I make anything out of wood? No, it's brown stone. But we've played a good amount of this today.